Lawsuit was brought against him and Trey Songz. Are we as PR professionals and other professionals that work in entertainment going to refuse to? Okay, the lady Virginia, I think that's her name, Virginia.
Today I'm going on a brunch date with my friend, and I have an hour and a half before I told her to come pick me up. But I'm really excited to get ready today. I normally use Fenty Beauty foundation, but it's a little dark for me because in my head I think I'm brown skin, even though obviously I'm not. But I like looking a little darker, so I believe I got it in a shade 220, I want to believe, but I don't know where that foundation is. So I ended up going out and buying Lady Gaga House Labs. I just bought it. I tested it one time and I really love it. I love the finish. The finish is really nice. It goes on very lightweight. I do enjoy this. It was $45, I believe. And I think the Fenty Beauty, I want to say, is it 27 or 30? Something like that. But I like, as I'm getting older, your skin changes as you get older, and you can't keep on doing your makeup the way you did it when you were 20. It just doesn't work for me. So I used to wear a lot of heavy makeup when I was younger, and now I find myself wanting to look more natural, and this helps me accomplish that. Just looking for my primer. I have oily skin. I looked at a couple of reviews that did say they didn't believe that it was great for their oily skin because it broke down like during the day. Now for me personally, I do live in an area where the climate is hot. Like, I just washed all my makeup brushes and I forgot this one. I do live in a place where the climate is hot, so that is something that I have to be concerned with. However, I stay in air conditioning a lot, and I do tend to avoid the sun. I did have to get like a cancerous tag removed once, like right here. So now when it comes to the sun, my dermatologist told me to avoid the sun because I grew up on a Caribbean island. So I grew up on an island from 2 years old to about 10 years old. So, and I used to get really bad sunburn, like my nose would burn, my lips would burn, and I would get really bad cold sores as a result of it. So now I tend to stay out the sun unless I have like a lot of like heavy sunblock. So what happens now is my body, because I live in Florida, my body gets darker. Not like extremely dark, but a shade darker than my face, because my face, I always have some type of moisturizer, cream or foundation on it, so my face doesn't tan. So the color I ended up getting was 160 light neutral. Like, so the House Labs foundation color is not the same like regular foundation color. Like, if you think it's your shade, go one lighter. Just trust me on that. The shade match is pretty good. Like, the models that they have displaying the colors is pretty, it represents the colors pretty well, I believe. So I think you can trust the models and the color. I need to set up a mirror here so I can see myself, because I have my back camera on, so I can't really see myself. I want to make sure that I'm spreading this, and because I know I'm going to be talking, I'm trying to be mindful of the time, because my friend is pretty punctual. So now I have an hour and a half. I want to give myself an hour because I also have to pack my bag. My foundation on, I'm not gonna powder. So usually when I want my foundation to last really long, I powder, but I'm not gonna do that. So I'm using the Fenty Beauty foundation brush. I usually use a blending brush for when I use my Fenty Beauty foundation. But the reason I'm not doing that now is because this is pretty much lightweight, and I don't think that I need to do that with this foundation. Like, I need a synthetic brush that's going to not suck up all of the foundation. I wonder if this is a synthetic brush because when I was washing it, it did stain. So I'm not 100% sure this is a synthetic brush. I'm gonna have to look it up. But I do love how this foundation goes on. I just want to make sure that I'm looking at myself and I'm not. Because my hair is short and my base is pretty visible. So if I don't blend correctly, you could see it. That's the thing, when you have short hair, your makeup has to be on point. Or if you're gonna wear a ponytail, your makeup has to be on point. But one of my aim when I was looking for a new foundation was I wanted something that if I wanted to do like a no makeup look, there wouldn't be a line of demarcation. And in my Fenty Beauty foundation, I could see a line of demarcation, but that's not necessarily their fault. It's my fault for getting the wrong color. And another thing I like about this one, so when it goes on, it looks just like skin. And I was looking at the poster that Lady Gaga posted. She didn't use any concealer. She just used her foundation in lighter shades like under her eye and in darker shades to highlight areas of the face. And in that publication, she did look very, very, very natural. So even like, I'm just gonna do this. Normally I don't do this when I do a full routine. Even like this, I think I could get away with just going outside the house and it would look just like skin. Of course, when you powder, like what I believe I'm gonna have to do is get a luminescent powder to give me that glow from within look that I'm seeking, because of course you have to powder it down. So this is the foundation just by itself. I also realized like I have to like redo all my shades. So I use Tarte concealer, and this Tarte concealer is in 22N, but I think it's the wrong shade. I'm trying to think, like, did I purchase this makeup like in the summertime? Okay, I have 16N, and I think 16N is gonna give me more so that highlighted look that I'm going for. I think the reason why I purchased 22N was when I went to Ulta, they didn't have 18. There used to be a color 18, so I think 16N is the new 18. I don't know what happened or why they switched their colors up, but they obviously did. So I'll do that. Blend it out a little bit. I haven't decided, do I want to do like a heavy glam, or do I want to do like a subtle natural? But you know what? I think I'm probably gonna do a glam, like a heavy glam. I was thinking, do I want to record when I'm out to lunch, because I haven't met up with my friend in a long time. Like, we speak almost every day on the phone, but we've been pretty busy and we haven't had a friend date in a while, so we decided to go to brunch and just, you know, catch up in person, because, you know, you can talk on the phone, but there's something about being face to face, socializing, that's a different experience. And I do believe, like, if you don't practice those socialization skills, what's end up happening is you get very awkward, and then you start getting nervous and anxiety to go outside and go around people. So even if you don't have anyone to go out with, it's best just to, even if it's just to go outside, take a little walk around. Like, you need to get outside and get some fresh air. And that's advice for myself as well. Like, I have a patio, and when I tell you I barely sit on it in my apartment complex. I have a pool. I think I went recently to like just journal by the side of the pool. But as like I was thinking about it, I'm like, I pay all this money for rent. and I'm not even using all my amenities, like, right? Those are things, like, the purpose of them including that is to get you to have something recreational to do in your downtime. And you know how sometimes, like, you see the older people just kind of like let themselves go. Like, I'm trying to still be intentional about caring for myself, putting effort into me, pouring into me, because nobody's gonna love you the way you love you. Like, if you're constantly chasing validation in the world, or just solely depending on God's love and not your own self-love, you're still not gonna feel whole. You're still not gonna be completed, because a lot of people, when they can't find worldly love and worldly validation, they turn to God. And God's love is great, but you also need to love yourself. Like, that's you depending on an external source for you to feel good about yourself. And yes, God loves us all, and He sacrificed for us all. But you know what? You were made in God's image, so you need to love yourself as well. You need to pour into yourself. And I also believe God doesn't want us to struggle. God didn't put us here to suffer. So we also need to be mindful in the decisions that we're making. Like, a lot of times we forgive a lot of wrongdoing against us in the name of God and, like, living like Jesus. But, like, I told my mother, there's also the God of the Old Testament, where when people wronged Him, He smoked them. And God didn't play about Himself. God didn't let anybody just try Him. And we also need to be understanding that that's part of God too. You can forgive someone, but when you forgive people that have wronged you, or people who have bad intentions against you, that's not for their benefit. That's for yours. That's for you to maintain your peace. But that doesn't mean that you need to tolerate them or be around them or make excuses for them. Because when God turns, when God turned Lot's wife into a pillar of salt, he didn't feel guilty. When God drowned the world after He told Noah to build the ark, He didn't feel guilty. So why do you feel guilty for choosing you? A lot of time, the people who benefit from us not being 100% ourselves is going to encourage you to not get yourself together. Right? That's how you know people don't care about you. Anybody willing to see you living at, or just experience life navigating this world at half capacity. They're not encouraging you to get to 100%. They're encouraging you just to get to like 50 or 60, because of course they need you to get to 50, 60, because if you at 0%, then there's nothing you can do for them. So they need you at some type of capacity. They need you operating so they can benefit. You can't feel guilty walking away from people. All right? Everyone needs to fix themselves. Like, people are not your responsibility. And when you navigate the world with that principle that people are not your responsibility, and that mindset that people are not your responsibility, the only people I necessarily look out for are children, because they don't know any better. I look out for children because they're innocent. But grown adults, and when I say children, I mean anyone under 25. That's a child to me. But grown adults, no. Because there's something about people in their 30s, right? They're very self-aware. And if you let them play the victim, they will, right? They'll sit there and they'll give you a sob story and they let you play a victim. But one thing I realize is, even with myself, right, as much as I would like to blame, the things in my life that I'm dissatisfied with on someone else, like I was tricked or I was bamboozled in some cases, I was misled. But there's also accountability on my part that had I loved myself, had I did the inner work, had I protected myself, had I paid more attention to the signs, those things would have never had an opportunity to come into fruition. So I also had to be accountable for my behavior, for my actions, and my part in it. Because as much as we love to say, like, oh, I met this man, I met this woman, I had a toxic friend, I had a toxic boyfriend, I had a toxic husband, part of you participated in that dynamic. And what makes you think that you're not toxic too? You may not have been as malicious as they are. You may not have went into it intentionally manipulative, but that's toxic too. Like picking people, constantly wanting to save people, being a people pleaser, getting happiness, needing somebody to need you because you know you're afraid of them abandoning you, so you pick people who need you, people who does not have the skill set to operate independently, you know, people that's gonna have to like come to you for answers or come to you when they're in trouble. That's toxic. I mean, you like, yes, you enjoy doing it and what you're doing for them is beneficial and it's adding value to their life, but the fact that you're going into situations knowing that someone needs your help because they don't have it 100% together is an indication of unhealed trauma that you possess, that you're exploiting because you're not 100% healed. Because when I felt healed, like, I don't feel the need to save people. I mean, every now and then old habits die hard, but I don't feel the need to save people, right? I don't like, and that's one of the things about women in certain professions, nurses, social workers, doctors, things like that. We get taken advantage of because it attracts a certain type of individual that knows, like, oh, you have a lot of empathy, and people are fully aware of the benefits of pursuing someone who has a lot of empathy. Because if you have a lot of empathy, that means most likely you're gonna make excuses for me because you're gonna understand. So if I tell you I had a bad childhood, you're gonna be sympathetic to my bad childhood. If I say my mom wasn't around when I was growing up, you're gonna be sympathetic to that. If I say, oh, my dad wasn't around when I was growing up, you're gonna be sympathetic to that. And they prey on you. They prey on the fact that you have so much empathy, you have so much love to give, you have so much compassion. They prey on that. And I'm not saying those things are a weakness, because a lot of time when women are taken advantage of, and that is the reason that they're taken advantage of, they tend to get bitter. They tend to get upset with themselves. They tend to feel like, I'm never going to open myself up in this capacity again to anyone. But your compassion, your empathy is not a weakness. You just need to have a little bit more discernment, right? Not everyone deserves that level of compassion and empathy up front, because right now we live in a very transactional society where everyone believes that everyone is out to get them, so they're trying to get the other person first, and they believe somebody's after them for things they don't have. For things they don't have, and that's the thing. And everyone believes they're special. Everyone, because we live in an era of participation trophies that you get accolades for doing absolutely nothing, honestly. It could be the bare minimum. And we are trying to give people accolades because, we don't want them to feel bad, because everyone's mental health is so fragile, because no one is able to handle criticism or critique, which is why, like, every second you see someone getting, like, when it comes to the celebrities, like this whole thing about canceling people. Like, how can you cancel a human being? You could choose not to support them, and understandably so, but you can't cancel a human being, right? And everyone is not going to have the same opinions as everyone. Like, why do we want everyone to have this linear mindset instead of an equitable mindset? And people don't even realize, like, how problematic that is, because if everyone thought the same, right? And let's say if we subscribed to a dictatorship, or we subscribe to genocides, and we all have to agree that because the person in charge says that. Like that doesn't make any sense in those contexts. So why does it make sense in the other context, right? And right now we have a lot of like individuals fighting for their rights, right? We have like the LGBTQ plus I community fighting for their rights, fighting for acknowledgement, fighting to be seen, fighting to be heard. You have women, which is like there's like a new age women's lib movement, because it seems like we are taking steps backwards as it turns to like laws that gave us certain rights, especially with Roe versus Wade being overturned in certain states. And the truth of the matter is, you know, a lot of us are just on the internet complaining, but life, while we're on the internet complaining, real life is going on outside, and everyone, you know, only cares about the likes and things going viral, but that does not make a difference. Like, if you really want to make a difference, you have to go outside. You have to make these changes in the real world. You have to start within the community. And even most recently, I decided to start volunteering, because I realized, you know, you can't complain about what's going on. You complain about society and how it's turning out in all the areas in which you're dissatisfied with. But do you know who is the most vulnerable in the society? Because if you're overwhelmed and you're dissatisfied with how things are going, who's the most vulnerable? Children are. Children are the most vulnerable. And what I realized, I have 3 children, and my oldest is 19, my middle is 15, and my youngest, she's turning 3. The way that I raised my 3-year-old is so drastically different than how I raised my 19 and 15-year-old, because I raised my 19 and 15-year-old out of a scarcity mindset and a survivalist mindset, and I'm raising my 3-year-old with an abundance mindset, because I have been different people. So the version of me that raised my 2 eldest children was damaged, and it was something that I had to come to terms with. Like, that person tried the best, like I tried to do better than what was done with me. However, it was still a failure in my perspective. According to my kids, they feel like they're fine. But to me, like, I'm dissatisfied with what I implemented there, and what I implement with my daughter is so drastically different. And that is a change that I want to see, because I understand your children go out into the world and affect the world, right? So if you want to be more social conscious, you have to start at home. You have to start with your children. You have to start with yourself. You have to be that change you want to see. And being on the internet, making posts, reposting it on Instagram is not going to do anything for you. When it comes to my brows, I gotta get real quiet. You hear me? Because some days when I do these brows, baby, I know they say like, was it cousins not twins, or sisters not twins, or whatever. When I tell you my brows come out looking like 3rd and 4th cousins, it look like the royal family, like the type of cousins that the royal family marries. Well, honestly, I think they marry their first cousins and second cousins too. I can't remember what it is. Is this thing what the Catholic Church does, where they eradicate the title of the relationship, or the nature of the relationship, the proximity of the relative, to be able to marry them? Oh Lord, now I need to know what it's called. Let me tell you one thing about me. If I think of something and then I can't remember it, I will spend the whole day trying to remember it. You hear me? And it will drive me nuts if I can't remember it. I kind of feel like I need to make this tail a little bit bigger. Let me see. A little bit bigger. You how sometimes you go to like change one thing in your makeup, you end up ruining it? I try not to do that here. Usually I use taupe. This is light brown. It's a little too dark for me. I just got up and went and looked at my makeup in the other room, and I don't know, like it seemed like in the other room, it seemed like I had no bronzer on, like I couldn't really see it. It was giving very much natural, no makeup, but with as dark as my eyebrows are, I don't, if I wanted to do more natural, like I have to get a new taupe eyebrow pencil, because my nose contour in the other mirror seems darker, and oh, like I felt like I was, like I had a chin. I felt like I need to do that. I lost weight. I started going to the gym, and I can see already. I only been 3 times, but I've been eating differently, so the weight is already coming out. I do believe, like, I probably need to go to the gym every day, because the way, what time is it? It's 10:22. The way that my body's set up, I lose weight really fast. Even though I'm getting older, I still lose weight pretty quickly. And when I lose weight, my skin starts sagging. Like my mom pretty much still has really great skin. I believe the reason why my mom has great skin is because she's more voluptuous. My friend just texted me and she said she needs my address. We do this every time she comes pick me up, because she's like me. We don't remember anything. Like, I usually have to put everyone's birthday in my phone. If I don't put your birthday in my calendar for the year, baby, let me tell you, the way I'll forget. And I feel so bad, because a lot of my friends, like, you would think like, oh, I just don't care, but it's not that I don't care. Like, if I'm going through something stressful or I have a lot on my plate, oh my God, like the first thing is like, I'll forget. Like, I'll forget. One day I'll give oh Lord, which color did I use? My digital planner, so you can see how I use all my graphics and emoji. That reminds me, I have to upgrade my Canva subscription, because how does this look? To upgrade my Canva subscription, because I definitely use my Canva stickers a lot. Let me hurry up. I'm trying to hurry up now. I just realized the brush that I usually use for highlight, I stuck it in another color. Now I need a blend. Blend that edge in right here. It used to be this like very white color from Maybelline that I used to use, and I had it for years, but I only use it for the brow bone. Now I think I'm gonna have to get it. I have to get a new one. I don't even know if Maybelline still sells it. All right, let me wrap this up, because honestly, I'm done. I actually did this makeup in 15 minutes. And I do believe the foundation being liquid made it so much easier for me to just like boom, boom, and run through it. I'm trying to think, do I want to put on, I have these mascara that I could put on and they last for a couple of days, but I'm trying to think, do I want to do it? Because one thing, I like how the mascara looks, like the extensions you can do at home. The only thing is, if you sweat, they start to burn. Like my friend Kiana went to Vegas and I did it for her before she left, and she said that they last for days, but I think it's because Vegas has dry heat, so she probably was not sweating. However, in Florida there's a lot of humidity, so after a while I felt like my eyes were starting to burn. Okay. I don't really need to put that much mascara on because I'm putting on false lashes, but I do want, because I want to take some pictures, and since I went out with Christina, I have someone take the pictures. So I just need to put on, it's a very light makeup look. It's just like barely there, just simple little makeup. Whereas I do use hair glue for my lashes. They dry really quickly. So the hair glue dries really quickly. The only thing with using this hair glue, the only downside is it does have latex in it. Now, I have a latex allergy. Like if I wear latex gloves for too long, like it gives me a rash around my hand. So I do have a latex allergy. However, I remember when I first tried this, I did a test patch and I did not have any irritation, and I was able to use this glue. But if you have a latex allergy, but if you know you have a latex allergy, you gotta, at your own risk. At your own risk. I'm not gonna encourage anyone to use. I'm not gonna encourage anyone to use hair glue to do their to do their lashes, because at first, the first time I saw someone use hair glue, I was skeptical, and I was like, oh, because you know I was so used to using the duo glue in black, and I was kind of skeptical, like, you're using hair glue on your eyes. But I don't remember what motivated me to try it. It does dry faster. It kind of sets a little bit more natural if you place it right, and heavy on it if you place it right. It gives a thin line of demarcation that appears to be eyeliner. I stopped wearing eyeliner a long time ago. I used to like do my lashes and have to use eyeliner to cover the lash band. But now, with the way I do it, I don't have to do that anymore. Let's pray that this is dry. Not gonna look crazy. Nothing worse than putting your lashes on and then, because the way my lashes curl, like my natural lashes got this C curl to it that you can't see. But my daughter, oh, gorgeous lashes. Gorgeous lashes. When I tell you, that little girl stole my entire face. She stole my entire face. But on her, because she has more melanin than I do, her lashes, she doesn't need to wear false lashes in her entire life. She doesn't need false lashes. Maybe just like if she wants to make them feel more full because she's gonna go to an event or something. But oh my god, I just know when she gets to the age where she can put mascara on, oh, it's like my friend Kiana has those kind of lashes. gorgeous, gorgeous, long, beautiful, just and large eyes, large doe eyes, like and then they have these great eyelid space. Ugh, just gorgeous. But my daughter, I'm not gonna lie, having my daughter made me really fall in love with myself. Like being able to look at my face and all the features that I used to be insecure about, and then I used to think something was wrong or wanted to change, and I look at my daughter's face like, what the hell was wrong with me? Isn't that crazy? Like when you were young and you were in junior high school or you were in high school and you're so self-conscious about everything, and then you get older and you realize how much time you wasted having insecurities about things that were either one, gorgeous, or two, didn't really matter. Like, it's crazy. That's why you just have to love yourself the way you are. And it's easier said than done, but by the time when you're on your deathbed, you're gonna realize you were worried about whether your hair curls correctly, and it doesn't matter. You were worried about the shape of your nose, and it doesn't matter. You were worried about your weight, and it doesn't really matter. But my daughter, like, just being able to look at her little face, she's just so pretty. She's so caramel, and she has this brown, sandy, blonde, brown hair with these long lashes and perfect eyebrows that I no longer have because I tweezed them away in 7th grade. So I no longer have those thick, lush, like she has my mother's eyebrows. They're just so thick and beautiful. And she has these rosy cheeks, and then she has 2 dimples. Like one of my dimples, I had 2 dimples too. But my dimples, I don't know what happened. Like she had both her dimples. One of my dimples, I think I used to have 2. I can't all the way remember. I think I had 2. I think I had 2 when I was like really young. I think I had 2. I still had 2. So I don't know what happened. I'm gonna Google it now. Like, can your dimples go away? Because now I need to know, like, what happened to my dimples. Stay on there, stay on there. When glue gets on your applicator and it grabs the lash and messes it up, oh my god, I get so annoyed. So annoyed. So little glue did get on like a little bit above the lash line. So all you gotta do, if like a little glue gets above your lash line, you just have to wait for it to dry. Like this one came out perfect. You don't have to really do anything. I'm just pinching it so it can be on there. And one thing I noticed about when you use hair glue, you really don't have to carry it with you. Like, I mean, of course you can, but you don't have to. Like, I find, like, if I put it on, it's just on there. I'm just pinching it together. And usually what I do, like, because I have, like, hooded eyelids, so I have extra eyelid that I can, like, press my eyelid a little down to, like, help hide the lash band. And I just do like this. Now, I did this makeup in 30 minutes. It is 10:30. I did this makeup in 30 minutes. Probably would have did this faster, but I actually got up. This foundation, because it's so liquidy, it makes the routine so quick. Don't use setting spray. I gotta get dressed, find a way to put my, I think I'm gonna get dressed, like, I'll probably get dressed closer to 11. Just wear my bathrobe, let my makeup sit. But see if I wanna change my jewelry. I'm gonna put my makeup away. Clean up, clean up. Everybody do their shit up. And this is one of the, I do like it. Let me see. My hair, oh, let me go get mine. This is my new lip oil. This is by Patrick Ta. And let me see, I threw it in the box. What color is this? Full syringe. I think it's a lip plumper. Now, I don't believe I need any help in the lip plumping area, but I like the color. And this, like, it you know how some lip oils or lip glosses, because I was looking for lip oil. I was gonna buy the Dior lip oil, but it has a tint, but it wasn't quite what I was looking for, because I wanted to be able to wear this even when I didn't have any makeup on and not look crazy. But this is thick. It's a lip plumper, so it does have like menthol or something in it that feels like a little tingly, but not like a heat. But you know what? I'm not a great judge of heat per se, because I like hot things. But it doesn't burn your lips. But you see how it just gives you like this natural flush? See, it just gives like a natural flush. So it gives your lips like a natural flush. I can't attest to like the plumping effects, but remember back in the days when black girls didn't want to use lip plumpers because we felt that our lips was already big? My, how the times have changed. I'm seeing a lot more black women getting lip fillers as well. Me personally, like, I thought about getting lip fillers to balance out my face, because sometimes from different angles I felt like I could see that my face is like, I don't want to say lopsided, but you know how like sometimes your face is not symmetrical. So when if I cut my face like that, I look like I have two different faces. I use that filter on Instagram that shows you what your face would look like if it was the same size. And when I tell you I look like a completely different person, I really look like a completely different person. Okay. I do feel it tingling, like on my top lip line. But this is my look. Look at my waves. I can't remember the last time I got my hair cut back. I washed my hair. Turn around. I washed my hair and I put just like some like leave-in moisturizer in my hair, and then I spritz it with a little bit of hairspray. But this, I spritz it with this so it could just stay in place. And after I wash my hair, this is what I put in it. Like I used that Miele's Moisture Hawaiian Ginger Moisturizing Leave-In Conditioner. And then I hit it with a spray. I put a little bit of gloss in it. I put Rizal Way. I don't know. I've had this for a really long time. I think I got it in the beauty supply store. I put that in there. And I'm just going to hit it with some oil sheen. Now, my hair can stay like this for like 3 days if I wear my do-rag every night. That's if I remember to wear my do-rag. Because sometimes I come in and you know, like, you just like, if I come in and I don't get right to it, like, in order for me to do my nighttime routine, I mean, I have to come in, go to the bathroom, take out my retainers, brush my teeth, put my retainers back in, take off my makeup, jump in the shower, do all that stuff, and then go to cook and clean and stuff. And then sometimes, you know, after you cook and clean, you feel like you want to like wash all that off of yourself because you smell like food. But that's the only like some days that's the only way I really can make sure I do my whole routine, because after I cook, and I haven't been up for long, like I only make like these 30-minute meals because I already have my things seasoned and ready to go. I still just like, I just feel so lethargic. So since I've started exercising, I do notice like that rush of endorphins has like make me, every time I feel the gym, I feel so good. Like I get that dopamine hit. I feel so good. So I'm gonna keep on exercising. Oh, I decided like I need to make a routine like the same way I have this routine for my daughter, and every time she's following her routine, she does so good, and any deviation to her routine is like a totally different little girl. And I realized we're all human. We all need routines if you want to fully function. I've never been a spontaneous person, so I need to get on my routine. My new thing is I'm trying to wake up early. I've been doing so good, even on days where I don't have to do anything. Now my body is naturally waking up at 5:45. I am a grown up. I used to be a morning person, but I got one of my relationships, like my sleep was affected, and that's one of the signs of abuse. Like there's certain types of relationships when you get into, like if your person or that person will affect your sleeping patterns. And then I used to be a morning person, then I started sleeping later and later and later, because that was like, you know, that is how they infiltrate your life and affect your life, is by affecting the routines you have before you met them, because they want you to do things the way they did things. And it's so subtle, because, and you'll think that it's innocent things, as like you trying to get up early, it's like, oh no, lay down with me, or cuddle with me, or sleep with, and you think in the time you're like, oh, it's so sweet, you want to cuddle with me, you want to hug me. No, it's very manipulative, and they're trying to sabotage the things that you've implemented for yourself that works for you. So that's why I say, if you have things that you do in your life before you meet someone, no one should be able to come into your life and get you to adapt to their life or change their life. That's why, like now, if I date somebody, you have to be a morning person. You have to be a person that has your own routine. You have to be a person that has your own things going on. I can't be your world. Like, you know, a lot of people be like, oh, you know, I like my man to be up on me. Absolutely not. You need your own life. I want to be the peace that you experience when you having downtime and you want to do something fun. Call me. You want to go on vacation? Call me. You want to go out to dinner? Call me. You want to go out to brunch? You want to go dancing? You want to go to paint and sip? Call me. But I don't want to just up my ass for no reason, just to be up my ass. Oh, I'm trying to cook dinner, you want to be on the phone with me. I'm trying to get ready to go to work, you want to be on the phone with me. I'm trying to start my day, I just get to work, I'm trying to start my day, you want to be on the phone with me, holding me up, like distracting me. Like, no, you have your own business that you're about. As much as when I'm in love, I love talking to my person, I love being with my person, and I do. As I get older, there's a time and place for everything, and you should not want to distract me, because I don't want to distract you. Because one of the things about me, when my money's not right and my life is not right, I am walking terror. I am terrible to deal with, because when my money's not right and my life is not straight and my things are not in order, I don't want to be bothered. Because when it's time to hustle, it's time to hustle, and I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to have trivial little conversations. I'm the type of person that even when things are not working out for me, I could be happy for you, but you're not going to distract me from me getting to where I need to be. Like, I could be happy for you, I'll tell you congratulations, I could celebrate with you, but if you try to distract me for achieving that for myself, you're going to get a different version of me. And I feel that's the same way men are. Like, when men are unhappy with who they are in their lives, they get very miserable and very bitter. They get jealous of their friends. They get jealous of their family members that's doing better than them. And when they don't want to blame themselves, who do they blame? You. Oh, I couldn't do this because I'm always on the phone with you. I'm always with you. I'm always spending time with you, and that's why I couldn't do it. And don't let it be that you're thriving while they're not. Utter chaos. And they will try to make you feel bad for succeeding, and no one should ever make you feel bad for doing well in life. We're going to follow up with you. I think this is it, isn't it? Yeah, this is it, because it looks because El Camino is right there.
I know, but it's not that one.
Oh, okay.
The map.
Not I know better. You know, it's so funny. I would do this any place except where?
New York.
Yeah.
The disrespect.
How British of you. How British of you. I was in the metro. I was in the tube. In the tube.
What do you guys call it? The subway?
Yeah. No, it's still the same thing, but you could just tell who's from where when they say it.
Yeah. Well, they call it metro here too.
Welcome to Fort Lauderdale. You know, hope you enjoy yourself. Where you from?
Oh, I live here, but
Okay.
This is my hobby.
You acting like a tourist.
You know what? She just said the same thing. Yeah, you have a good one.
You too.